29 points.
On the offensive end here in the second half, and he told me putting more duress on the passers. They space the floor well and sprayed the ball around. It's about being tighter in that shell and trusting your teammate has your back in those one-on-one situations.
All right, thank you, Paris. 17 assists. And not one on that shot by Kyrie Irving. And so Brooklyn wasted no time getting his second half started the way that it started the first. And it was an offense that was clicking on all cylinders, shooting at almost 60%. Nice pass. Horford wide open. Bazley on the cut there right to the rim. Beautiful offense.
And you like the movement. You like the fact that, you were able to create space, which has been really good all night. But you love those dunks around the basket. That just builds your confidence, especially for a young guy.
Well, and Kyrie Irving now with back-to-back buckets. And you don't see guys get off clean looks all that often. And even with Dort defending, it's going to be one of the keys here for the second half. How do you put a little more pressure on this Brooklyn defense?
Well, they do a good job of spacing the floor as Joe Harris is going to get called for the off guard.
He looked like he was going to go set that screen high. See what Maledon does. Horford lets it fly. He's got another one. Al Horford, Andre Jordan. That's the 4th-3 of the game for Horford.
Just taking him away deep from the basket where he's not really feeling comfortable.
Oh, what a shot there on the turnaround by Kyrie Irving. And I think that one just grazed right off the glass and in.
And he's had, what, 7? He's got 8 made buckets, but 7 of them have come on baskets like that. Only taking 2 threes, 1 of 2.
And getting inside, SGA.
Banked that shot in. He's done it his entire career.
That takes a lot of intricate execution, and there was a backdoor cut that time by Brown. Well, so Brooklyn wasting no time, hitting on all cylinders here in the third quarter. Brown's got 8 points. As Bazley, he'll let it go, and he's got a 3. Well, the Thunder have been trading buckets here with Brooklyn, Mike, since about the midway point of quarter number 2. Harris run off the line, which is what you want to do. But he gets it right back from Harden. That one was on target.
And really good defensive rotations, because the Nets made the Thunder work, on their rotations on that play.
Thunder spread out the Nets this time. Get an open corner 3 by Dort, and that one grazes off the rim. Thunder have made 10 threes on the night. Harden sizing up Bazley, drives, and this time floats it up. And DeAndre Jordan, that's one of those situations, Mike, you're so cognizant of his driving ability that the help defense comes over and it leaves Joe Jordan wide open.
And he's had a lot of time in with that play, because he used to do it a lot when he was in Houston with Clint Capella. He's now playing for Atlanta Hawks.
And how about Theo Maledon? As he launches and hits again from downtown. He's got his 4th 3 and 14 points on 5 out of 6 shooting.
I'll tell you, the kid's growing up right before our eyes, folks.
And Kyrie just taking over here early in this third quarter. Trading buckets, Mike. The Thunder have been able to make shots here, especially from behind the 3-point line, as Maledon tries to dial up another one, and he's got it. Boy, his 5th 3, as Maledon showcasing his outside shooting. He's got 17.
Now, I said it in the first half. I'm saying it now. Don't tell him he's a 19-year-old rookie, because he's not playing like it. He's making some big-time basket just to keep some offense going right now for the Thunder, which the Brooklyn Nets offense has not let up the entire game, folks.
Harden, a miss. Just his 3rd miss of the night. SGA takes a bump, and that extra step got the space right by Kyrie Irving.
Just good job of just feeling the contact, and it's kind of slinking his way to the basket where there was no one there. It's also a good transition bucket for the Thunder as well. I'd like to see more of that here in this third quarter.
All right, little ball fake there, and it looked like Horford might have come over and blocked that shot. Harris, you want to run him off the line. Instead, he sidesteps Maledon. Horford, and it's Hill. And he's been relishing his opportunity. Nice cut, SGA. Kick out, Bazley. He'll let it go from 3, and the Thunder are shooting it hotly from downtown. That's the 13th 3 of the night. And this is the closest that it's been, thanks to an 8-0 run since early in the first half. Kyrie gives it up, and Brown has that weak side open. Boy, Kyrie now with 6 assists, and all 5 scorers for the Nets in double digits. Thunder try to spread it out using that backdoor cut, and we'll get a scoop and a foul.
Of running an offense as well as, producing points. Irving has kind of picked his moment.
As Theo Maledon, in his superb performance so far, gets a rest here. We're midway through quarter number 3. Diallo enters. Dort not wanting the 3, instead will drive and count it. Monitor. Plenty of time left to go here in quarter number 3. A lot of and ones in this game. Dort fighting through that screen from Harris, who gets it back. Goes right by the closeout inside, and there is a
and you got a screen. You're right, but there's been a lot of and ones in this ball game.
Scream is like trying to distract them a little bit, right?
Yeah. But,
is that something that might take you off your game?
Yeah, absolutely,
man.
It's a little bit of trash talking by modern day standards. Can't really talk a lot of trash.
Boy, what a great find there. Darius Bazley, the drive and the dish down to the baseline to Diallo, had an open lane there to the rim. Thunder certainly putting up points. Had that brief drought in the early stages of the second quarter that allowed Brooklyn to take its big lead. As Kyrie manipulating with the basketball, and the turnover there underneath by Perry. Maledon surveys, Diallo surveys as Bazley can't clutch that rebound. Perry, and we'll get it. Throughout this game, the Thunder have continued to score the basketball, particularly here in the second half, but Brooklyn has maintained its distance thanks to some hot shooting. As SGA's got the mismatch here. And a little throttle move, and blows right by Perry in the lane. And that is just, Mike, it's real tough on big men.
Yeah.
Once he gets that matchup.
Yeah, he was sizing him up. I mean, just looking at his feet from the time he got it. This is one of those plays Brooklyn misses. Thunder in transition as they didn't see anything on the replay.
Irvin steps back, wants his 3, and it's way off. As SGA approaching the 3-minute mark. Roby set a good screen. SGA again matched up on Green, hangs in the air long enough. What a tough, arduous drive there from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Determined to get up to the rim. Third quarter, Mike, 11 out of 17. The problem is Brooklyn is also 11 out of 17.
And that's that gap they're going to have to bridge. Got plenty of time to do it, but they got to just string together a couple of good stops.
Lamonru Cabarrot, that might have been blocked slightly by Pokusevski on the closeout, using that big length and that wingspan.
I tell you, Shai is the hardest working guy with the basketball. Look, he's got everybody looking at him every time he catches it.
Well, he just got blitzed by Green. Instead goes up, and Green was able to recover defensively, but SGA with a beautiful scoop.
That's a playground move. All right, I know conventional defenses are pretty good. That's a playground move, man. Sometimes you have to pull it out. It's beautiful.
And this time, Pokusevski had a body in front of him. It looked like Landry Shamet was just like a wall. Boy, SGA again got blitzed. That time didn't have enough steam on. Get it up to Muscala. And we'll get a transition bucket there by Perry. Boy, SGA has been able to navigate that double team so well, Mike, throughout the game that Brooklyn has employed on this end. One of the few times he hasn't been able to beat it, as Muscala is wide right on the 3. Irvin got off to a hot start in the first part of the third quarter. Landry Shamet played on Philly, played on the Clippers. there to provide some shooting for Brooklyn, as Diallo might have been blocked from behind by Kyrie Irving. Irving finds trail wing three, and that time Shamet finds the bottom of the net. That Brooklyn offense that still is operating at a high clip here, almost 60%, with a minute to go in the third. As Muscala missed one a couple of moments ago, but that time he sees it go through. Nice shot by Mike Muscala from downtown, 37% on the year.
Nice play coming out of the timeout too as well. Get 3 quick points on the board.
And that time a collapse on Kyrie Irving forces the turnover. Bazley want to go one-on-one with Shamet, and using those long strides will go to the free throw line.
That's one of the few times they've been able to bottle up Kyrie Irving and just basically put him in a box.
Handcuffed him pretty good.
Absolutely. And look what it leads to. Transition bucket, nobody down.
Slash shot.
This is the one area where the Thunder have done a great job at tonight. This is free throws 21 and 22.
Well, that was your stat to watch tonight. You thought that the Thunder had to keep Brooklyn off the free throw line, which the Thunder have done very well. Just 11 free throws by the Nets.
Absolutely.
But it's been the execution by Brooklyn. Shamet trying to drive baseline. Boy, how did he get that up on that left-handed reverse? Somehow got it up and in. As Maledon slicing across the lane. Under a minute to go. Bazley tried that cross-court pass over to Williams. And Irvin down the lane will get tangled up with 14.9.
That was called a foul in the late in the game against Damian Lillard with Lou Dort the other night. Stripped the ball, and the player just like Lou Dort was on
like
Damian
Lou Dort.
Lillard.
Like, it's just got to be so clean.
You don't always get it that clean, though. You know that.
And that's the thing. But that's how it's got to be to overturn it. Otherwise, I mean, you could just barely graze the pinky.
Yeah, very good point.
And they'd uphold the call. Final seconds here of quarter number 3. Maledon surveying. Muscala gives it up. Williams gets a flyby. I don't know if he got it off in time. He did not.